Yes, you're welcome to the Ugama the Football channel. And today as well, we're talking about three exceptional Nigerian talents. Now, I'm not saying these players must be invited to Nigerian Super Eagles, but these are players that we should keep an eye out for because one of the reasons I started this channel was, of course, I love my love for football, but also to create a positive narrative, objective narrative around Nigerian players, around Nigerian talents. You hear so much about Brazilian wonder kids, Estavayo William, Enrique. You hear about Vinicius Jr., already playing Real Madrid established. You hear about Lamine Yamal. And each time you look at a list of, let's say, top under 19 players, under 19 talents, you never see any Nigerian name there. You never see, not even the ones who have dual nationalities. So to give a positive narrative around or build positive narrative around these players and bring certain players to your attention so we can have the nice discussion about these players. So since you're here, thanks for being here. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and click the notification bell so you're notified each time I post a live video or a pre-recorded video on the channel. So let's go straight into it. There are three Nigerian players, and to the best of my knowledge, they are all eligible to play for Nigeria. They all have Nigerian nationalities, and to the best of my knowledge, they just have only Nigerian nationalities. So that means it makes everything more easy. So first off would be Onyebuchi Obasi. If you watch some of my videos on this channel, you would have heard me talk about Onyebuchi Obasi. He's a wonderful player, amazing pace, amazing skill, amazing technique. Now, if this guy was, believe me, if he was Ronaldo, if his name was Obasaldo or Onyevayo, he would have been touted as a wonder kid and probably would have been playing for, an European club already. For instance, Estavayo William is already, signed to Chelsea and should be joining them this season. So, Onyebuchi Obasi, amazing talent. Now, I want to say this and listen to the words I say. He is not on Vinicius Junior's level at the minute. But in terms of pure skill, raw natural ability, they are similar, very similar. The way they move the ball, the way they put in defensive shift, how they take on their man 1v1, the electrifying pace, electrifying, frightening pace. He has that as well. He's 18, going on 19 years old. Amazing talent, plays for Norway, the Norwegian club, Valerenga. I think he joined them, last summer. So, amazing talent is one that definitely an eye should be kept out on. One thing I've always said is there are certain players you integrate into a national team, not because you're expecting them to play major minutes at the minute, but you want them to get used, to being part of the national team setup, get used to being with your Siemens, get used to the way, professional players in the international level train, sleep, the way people prepare themselves for international tournaments, dealing with the pressure, i.e., having them play like 5 minutes in games, 10 minutes in games, as opposed to waiting for the team to be old at the same time and then you're struggling to find replacements. So, Nyebuchi Obasi, watch out for that name. Even if you're not Nigerian and you're just watching this channel, which you should be watching because it's not just for Nigerians alone. He is one player that you should, be on the lookout for. He's an amazing talent, Nyebuchi Obasi. And then there is this guy, Jude Sunday. Jude Sunday plays for AS Tresin in Slovakia. He is a special talent, special talent. Of course, he's got the usual, the pace and the skill, but there's one thing he has. He's ambipedal. He's ambipedal. He's equally good on both feet, right and left. And by this I mean, if he plays on the right, he's able to cross the ball with his right foot and check, and also bring the ball to his right, check on, put an in swinger or take a shot, with his left foot. If he plays on the left, he's able to cross with his left foot, cut inside, and shoot with his right foot, which is a very, 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 very rare, talent, rare ability. Because even players we call super world class, even players we call wonder kids, don't have this ability. They don't have this ability. It's a special player I think eyes should be kept on. Nigeria, we have amazing talent. Sometimes you hear me talking and say, which are we going to invite? And then which are we not going to invite? Invite some of them and let's see. Because one thing I've discovered is anytime you say invite a young player, there's always an excuse. Some would say, oh, he has one nationality and he hasn't switched to play for Nigeria. Why should we want to beg him? Excuse. Someone say, oh, he's too young. Now, Jude Sunday, he's there. He has just Nigerian nationality. So what's the excuse? What excuse are you going to come up with? You know, this is a special talent, in my opinion. And then there's Shola Ogundono. Shola Ogundono is a special player because I think he has chosen to take a very unique route to football. Because usually, in Nigeria, when you're living in the Nigerian league or you're living in an academy in Nigeria, especially when you're not coming off the back of an under 17, under 20, under 23 tournament, you're just living straight off an academy. You usually go to an Eastern European country, you build yourself up there, and then you move through. Maybe you go to Denmark, and then from Denmark, and then you move on to maybe mainstream Europe in terms of France or England, as the case may be. But he has chosen a different route, and it's very interesting because he plays for Flamengo in Brazil. It's very electrifying, has electrifying and frightening pace. Electrifying and frightening pace as well. He used to be the Beyond Limits, and I think did he play a bit for Remo Stars? I'm not quite sure, but I know he's a product of Beyond Limits. An academy in Nigeria as well. They're doing fantastic work. So if you know how to support them as well. And whilst I'm saying this as well, if you know any proprietor of an academy in Nigeria, share the channel to them, drop their contact in the comment section if you can, or if you're one already, drop a comment in the comment section because I'm looking for ways to support Nigerian football academies, the grassroots academies, and to see how I can support them either by spotlighting them or providing some other sort of support for these players, for these academies. So back to Shola Ogundono, amazing, talented player. That's another one that we should be on the lookout for, because one thing I've discovered is if I don't give spotlight to these players, if I don't talk about these players, no one else does. No one else does. Look at all the YouTube content, all the video creators and all that. No one talks about these players. One of the reasons I started this channel, like I said in this video, is to create positive narrative around these players. Because one thing people don't quite understand or don't quite appreciate is having talent in football is the number one thing. That's what really gets you, identified. You must have the talent, because if you don't have the talent, then all the talk, all the hype or narrative counts for nothing. Your talent gets you noticed, but the narrative, storylines around the player, that's what takes the player from being a player that plays at a good level to a player that plays at the superstar level. Because no matter how good your product is, if people are not aware of that product, no one's going to buy it. You could have the best. Let's say you've created the best car and it's in Lagos. You're being in Yanopaja in Lagos. You've invented the best car, the fastest sports car, and no one knows about it. No marketing around it. You can have the best car, you created it, even better than whatever Elon Musk would come up with, but no one knows about it. Therefore, there's of no profit to you. So the same thing, football players. And that's one thing Nigerian football players have lacked over the years. You have the ability, have the talent, have the hard work, the desire, the bravery to leave your parents and go to a different country, But that narrative around them has been lacking in most instances. So that's part of the reason for the channel. So these are three wonderful talents that we should keep our eyes out for, going forward. And then As I come to the end of this video, I want to also point out that two strikers, two exciting young Nigerian strikers that I'll be talking about in subsequent videos. One is the obvious wonder kid that you should know, Ari Porabo, and additional Ayodele, that plays for Lille at the Lille Academy at the minute. At this point, I've come to the end of the video. I want to say thanks for watching. Thank you to all those who have been subscribing to the channel, clicking the notification bell, sharing, commenting. Those who have agreed with me in their comments, those who have disagreed with me in the comments, thanks to you, because, like I said, football opinion is very, very subjective. I have the right to my opinion, and you definitely have the right to your opinion. At this moment, let's say thank you. Come to the end of today's video. Hopefully, we'll see you on yet another video. Do have a splendid rest of your day. Stay well and stay blessed.